This is Unity Broadcasting Online Television, connecting voices.
Music.
This is Unity Broadcasting Online Television, connecting voices.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. We now independent media house. We dey here for unify, sensitize and inform. Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey here so for talk, but wetin dey happen? Political discussion.
You for know about salon politics.
Religious messages, entertainment self no go lesbian. We no go.
Alright, good morning. Today na Thursday, October 2, 2025. With this one for say, welcome to this edition of the program. Unity Morning Show, where they come to you from Unity Broadcasting Online Television from the studios na 48 Checkers TV Street inside Freetown. We will present this edition of the program to you. Remember, say this program will come to you from Monday to Friday, 7:30 in the morning. We apologize for we'll start the program so late this morning. Me na Yusuf Mose Suma.
And me na Elizabeth Kefue Gembe Fambuden. Good morning. Today inside the morning show we go get Tasima Ja. We go come talk to we about the budget, where the 2026 budgets then just don't read them. And we go also get inside the studio Abubakar Tarawali, in also a budget analyst for the Advocacy Network Salon. We go dive more into the 2026 budget, and Wusai then also go come and tell we the way forward for Sierra Leone.
Indeed, so yourself with the watch you can take part in the program through the social media platform and text message line at 076-946-948. You can also send an, like I said, through the other social media platform them. The program, the Unity Morning Show, they come to you live from Unity Broadcasting Online Television. Let me take a quick commercial break when they come back.
Maxit, now the one app where you need for buy top up, buy data, and so many other transactions. Make your life easy. It's safe and secure. And guess what? It will work all side as salon. Get the Maxit app today. If you use Android, it in a Google Play Store. If you use iPhone, it in at the App Store. Get them now. Are you ready now? Let's go.
Orange.
Ramzo J on the beat.
Watana life. Gafti watana imeka toxe. Watana life. 60% of human are water, so watana life. Gafti for we, gafti for you and me. Watana life. You are ikuro, ikuro. Grafting. Now talk about purity, drink like when you talk. Grafting. I get your body, drink like what you more. Grafting. Feel the spark in every sip you take. Grafting. You are ikuro, ikuro.
Mama, guys,
Oh yeah. Grafting, grafting, grafting. I want to talk about grafting, not the time for talk about Gucci's and Pradas and Dior. Grafting don't come back for we, and you know say the water is clean and it pure. So take one to stick and sip palm. Buy bundle go.
as we be try for wait for we guests then. They are the reason why we are here. But however, now we dey on set and you would join we, make sure you send your text message 076946948. Usa you concern go be heard and we studio guests and go answer her. Today we there for discuss the budgets, the 2026 budget. They don't read them, and we want for Mr. Tassima Jah in way na the Master Sabi man. May can tell Sierra Leoneans then waiting at the way forward and waiting the inside. So Tassima, good morning again and welcome to morning, sir.
Good morning.
So Sierra Leoneans really don't know much about this budget. We tried for make Vox Pop yesterday. Unfortunately, none of them not able to give you any answer. You can tell Sierra Leone exactly what in this fiscal year budget they about.
Well, every year we prepare a medium-term budget. The medium-term expenditure framework budget na a 3-year rolling, but we focus on the year where they come so close. So we can start for issue budget cost circular to ministries, department, and agencies then for inform them for start for prepare the budget and give them guidance waiting we are expecting of them for do. So what we don't issue them, mostly we can issue end June or first week July. So that we can give them a month and 2 for prepare the budget. Then they can submit them by August. Then after they submit them, we can get a policy hearing, a national policy hearing for give the policy direction of the budget for the following year. And this year, 2026 budget, national budget policy hearing, we hold on the 11th of September. Now the Freetown International Conference Hall, na Bintimani. And now the Vice President, Nainke, always officially launch the process. And I launched this year. And the theme of this coming year budget, enhancing traditional and innovative revenue mobilization to finance big 5 game changers. So when we don't hold them, then we can now collect the submissions, we compile them, and they will call them to discussions. And the discussions we just don't conclude this gone Saturday.
All right. Now, say one can make budgets, the MDAs can get major concerns. This particular 2026 fiscal budget here, what are some of the concerns that will come up from the MDAs?
Well, some of them, because when they come for the discussions, we can expect them for give them the performance for the past years and then the current year, which they implement. Then, before they present the activities for the future year. And some of them give a successful achievement that they don't achieve. But the challenges that we then bring up, most of them for this year that then get resource constraints. And the resource constraint also emerge from the low revenue collection. So now that's the complaint, but that's what really was budgeted for was not given to them. And not only that, for the whole of this year, as I speak, we're not getting no external budgetary support it. So we are operating mainly on the meager domestic revenue collection. And the MDs then demands them boku. So we tell them, say, well, we are prepare on a budget, but we are not try for keep putting with you, we don't agree. As they won't begin implement, we begin bring other activities when they consume the budget or they allocate to una.
So from the past years, we have been satisfied with their activities or something happened where make una and then get some few contentions?
No, we satisfied with the activities then, because even most of them again will be they complain about the resource constraint from the Ministry of Finance, yet then get resources from other development partners directly, from UNDP agencies and from other institutions. And we tell them, say, even though the money that we then get, now part of government money. Now just that the institutions then decide for pass to them directly, they implement the activities. So when they implement the activities, then they don't need for come back to government for budget allocation for those activities. So they get enough money for carry out most of the activities. And some of them partners with some NGOs, and we tell them, so the NGOs are complementary institutions of government agencies. So when you partner with them, whatever activity they implement should be part of your activities and your accomplishment. So it's the same sources for people of Sierra Leone.
All right, now we can now to Mr. Abubakar. Mr. Abubakar, like I say, now the policy analyst, now the advocacy Sierra Leone network. So, Mr. Abubakar, now you don't hear waiting Tasim Jah just don't say. You get any impression about the 2026 budget where you just don't see, they don't talk about?
Yeah, of course, I get impressions because the fact that when they do the budget hearing every year, it's now one open process where they make sure say citizens are able to understand how the government they carry on with the budget process. Even though the number of citizens wait for participate and make meaningful contribution in that process, don't they reduce over time? And this, the open budget survey, they attest to that result, looking at the trend over the years, how the space don't they shrink in terms of getting the relevant bodies for also dictate or maybe pass out the demands which they want the budget will solve for the citizens. Because mark you, the process of this budget is centered around the needs and aspirations of the citizens. If the budget not the work for what the citizens they want, then that budget is not fit for purpose. So over the time, they make sure say before the budget discussion they start, we can always get what we call a pre-budget engagement with marginalized citizens, women-led groups, and of course, you get certain people that they don't get voice on their own, but through civil societies or NGOs representing them, you are able to document their needs and aspiration, and then of course, we also use what we call a people-centered advocacy, where in themselves, they go to the respective ministries, departments, and agencies and submit their demands. But this year, there is a directive in the budget called Circular C. MD is enough for start new project. Because, as you mentioned, the domestic revenue, the performance, there is a ceiling. When the Minister of Finance gives ceiling to MDAs, and they expect them for do the budget in line with the ceiling. And then ceiling, they not can just determine it. So before ever Minister of Finance can determine the ceilings, they can do what they call macro-fiscal forecast, where then they look at the economic outlook for the, like you say, a 3-year outlook.
Okay.
The immediate year when they come, the other year, and the preceding year. So then go down see waiting here for available in the resource envelope. And based on that, they tell them, so go prepare a budget based on this. But the MDs can always get a reason for push for excess over the ceiling. Because the projects that you have undertaken backed by a citizen and demand, it can almost consume what's in the resource envelope, and then you want to go beyond. Well, some of them with good justification, they can actually succeed for get a little above the ceiling. Or else, but like you say, the impression, it comes as a result of the fact that the ministry also now they adopt what you call a give and take situation. They're not going to say because this thing is the letter, power, anything they can sorry for the. I mean, that magnanimity, we agree and disagree. At the end of the day, we get a budget where they approve and Parliament go enact them. That's the most encouraging thing about the budget system now, Salon. And I tell you, other countries are now on the emulate, and they try for emulate, for example. Because few years ago, a country like the Gambia, they not been get their citizens in them as part of the budget process. But they can't salon, they can't land and see how we they do them. Now they say they do it now. If you look at the 2023 OBS report, in fact, they even want for outpay salon now. Because real citizen participation at the budget, if they shrink, they improve. Imagine. But these are the good things where they
What do you mean by we only shrink? Why is that?
What I mean is like when the citizens in them, you know, say Minister of Finance, apart from the CSOs, NSAs or DBOCs, which are part of the budget, they can also create a special channel online, a Zoom link, where if you know go, a Minister of Finance for the in person for attend the budget discussion, you can also take part in the Zoom link. But the observations will get at that. Sometimes you send your comments or your opinion at that link they don't get time for take and feedback from them. But the good thing is I provide an opportunity for let yourself directly be part of the process if you do it at home or you do it at your workplace for let you interact to the process.
So they're not visible in Sierra Leone?
No, it's visible, but this year that provision not there. You understand? So the Gambia, we believe they get for improvement more than that because from where they can learn, as a result of the 2021 PEFA assessment, where they don't see the area they will salon for improve. In terms of PFM, Gambia themselves adopt a similar framework. So in terms of the budget, citizens' participation in the budget, you find out they don't come up, why salon they go down in terms of citizens' participation. So now that they say, I know they say not feasible. In fact, now we said the example. At some point in 2019, we the above countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Madagascar, a country they all we surpass them in terms of budget transparency.
All right, continue for the three. In Abubakar Traoré, in policy analyst from the BAN, what we call Project Advocacy Network, in the O2 program this morning. And we also get Tassima Jah, we are the director of budget business at the Ministry of Finance. I'll come to you, Jah. I mean, like you hear from waiting BAN policy and project, analysts don't talk about the lack of citizens' participation, in as much as the budget get for do with the citizens' their aspirations, and in the common from a non-state actors, where then get the rights for influence policies, social, other things, them political influences and all that. Would you agree to him that citizens' participation lack in the fiscal year 2026 budget?
No lack.
No lack. He said there is a
drop.
A drop.
There is a drop.
Yes.
That means there is something wrong somewhere.
Exactly so.
So you agree with that?
In as much as I agree with them, now we're in the study process. We initiate it. I'm the architect of this entire process.
The link still works, sir? The link still works?
I'm coming. I'm the architect of this process. And when we started it, we created it as a project where World Bank and EU will come in for assist government for fund the activities. So by that time, the number of participation increased. As we move along, we started since 2002. As we move along, the World Bank, the project done. Say, well, a project done, they prepare another different project. They not put that component into it again. But then, another donor begin fund it, then the bank. And the bank also, when they begin funding for some of these activities, they be the support we indirectly by supporting participants for participate in the process. So the one way government able cater for, plus what they cater for, they add increase. There was a year where they even supported disabled. people
for the part of the
for
process.
the part of the discussion process. But the funding came directly from them. And like this year, the NSSF, the number of participation don't reduce. We were only able to fund through the coordinator, Mr. Abubakar. We can hold meeting and we always invite them, call them to discussion. This process, they can discuss it. Talks say they will only afford for 10 women, which they used for sending 25 times before. So the resources don't decline as well. And when resources decline, also the number of participation therefore decline. So like this year, as I say, government is having challenges of domestic revenue collection.
How?
So that one an NRA issue. So because of that, we're not going to go prepare a bloated budget for come with large number of people. We will not be able to cater when the funds will not be available. So we're operating within a meager resources where we're able to afford for the process. So that is why the number they decline. But we are thinking of also writing a new project to go and contact partners. But as you know, all over the world, even the partners, their contributions, the donor contributions, they decline towards developing countries. Australia is not an exemption. So these are some of the challenges.
So when you talk about citizens' participation, you know only the limit them to those elites, to those within the city of it all. What about those in the provinces? They all get right from top to participate in the budget.
Yes.
In as much as the money they come up from the citizens themselves, they need for put more side of money there. Which mechanisms will the ministry use for get views of those in the provinces?
Yeah, we be done. This process when we started in 2004 or 2005, in the Budget Act, the entrench are inside for creating a district budget oversight committees. We get representatives from every district. There is one district budget oversight representative there in every district, in every chiefdom, and for every district. So they are there, they are well organized, structured. They get a 3-man executive committee, chairman, secretary, and treasurer. They have a bank account who will be open for them. And then they are there as the Ministry of Finance eyeball or mouthpiece in those communities. They monitor the services delivered in their communities and they report to us. They have a whole forum we organize and they submit their report annually, and these are the people who can invite, because since they monitor the service delivery of MDAs and councils in their communities, and then they can participate. Then they know, because you can't talk to you don't make bridge now, you don't make water well now, yeah? The policy go for hold it to ransom. Also, we get non-state actors. We now ban budget advocacy network, now they coordinated. Then say all over present within the district. We also invite them for camp. They are also a stakeholders in the public financial management process of government. And these are people who, under the project we get the EU project, will be building capacity in public financial management. We invite them to get some grants or do some assessment there with the right project they can, with them, give them some grant there at that time where they be implement in public financial management. So these are all people who don't build a capital, they are there. So we can bring them from the district and whatever. Then sometimes, like when we started the free quality education, in the budget discussion, we invited students, pupils, for can listen with the provision where the Ministry of Education and Tertiary get for them, and even within the Ministry of Social Welfare get for them. That one will be getting funding from UNICEF. So collaborate with UNICEF and the Children Commission. We we come with them children they need. So as we go along, how we get funding by programs over right now, so the participation increase.
Many a time we get certain MDAs we not they meet to threshold or to demand as they present them budgets to the Ministry of Finance. I don't know whether now the budget ceiling can be them problem or perhaps something fishy happen within these MDAs. What in the ministry can do for make sure say the MDAs they also actually achieve the goals that we them present to the ministry?
Well, we can give them the ceiling, or let them work with it. But as usual, human nature, like if you say when they come with Boku activities and request for Boku money, that would justify for additional funds. But the discussion, we can scrutinize the activities and try for advise them for go and reprioritize these activities. But like this year, the Ministry of Agriculture, and one of the ministry that way stay within the ceiling, even a flagship program, but then try for keep within their ceiling and cut down on activities for tailor it within that ceiling. Other MDs, they come with Boku activities. We will look out there and say these activities are too Boku. When I go back and go try for streamline, we identify some areas they wait for merge, some activities they wait for merge. Some then they will be sure say that they get donor support day. We say well, we want to pull and if donor support day, we want to pull inside the government activities. Then we want to put that aside for donor support. So this is how we can scrutinize them.
All right. So we'll come to you later. I will ask you this last question. I want for actually know the tool where the ministry they use for determining an MDA budget ceiling. Let's say, for example, if I present me budget now, we now 1 million millions, so say, for example, how the ministry can determine whose tool they use to determine this person in budget, they will get a ceiling?
Okay, the ceiling in they go before them prepare them budget.
Okay.
Before they prepare
so
budget.
That determine now.
Okay, the ceiling, we get a framework we don't agree last year, the medium-term framework. So we take, as they rightly say, they don't do the macroeconomic forecasting, we don't can review that framework day. Now we go to the resource envelope. The first thing what they do, now statutory obligations, we knock off from the resource envelope. First of all, we knock off salaries, because no matter what, you not go operate, you not pay people there for the year. So we will knock off resource envelope, indicating resource envelope for salary. Then after which, we go to debt service, because you not go owe somebody, you know the pay, you know the PM. So we knock off the debt service for the following year. Then after which, we also knock off capital project budget, indicative budget. What in the left now we go now for go distribute to the MDs. And we look at the priority direction of the government. For now, feed saloon. So we look at a reasonable resources based on the current baseline and the previous year's projection. We take inflation into consideration. Then we knock off whatever one proposed for agriculture. All the institutions that way they contribute towards feed saloon, not only Ministry of Agriculture. You get fisheries, you get Ministry of Agriculture, you get Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute. They contribute towards feed saloon. After which, we go to the second priority of government, which is free quality education. Instead, we look at all the institutions there, we knock it off. Then we go to the health sector, which is a paramount institution sector for social services. Then we try for C himself working with for project for RAM, we knock her off. The residual now, we go to the rest of mankind by also giving them weighted averages. Okay? based on the current allocation and what we able to do. They will balance it off, and then we send it to them.
All right, Mr. Tarawali, the question here is, Tasima don't talk say, then get people, the representatives, secretaries, where they are the provinces. Which mechanism will they advocate for ordinary Sierra Leoneans? Or sure say, indeed, this participation of the ordinary citizens are reflected? Because this year, like I say earlier to Tasima, people they not really know about this 2026 budget. We ask now the streets, then say they don't know. So which mechanism will they put in place for now able for really show say the individuals there get participation into the budgetary?
Thank you very much. I think say una self na critical stakeholders, the media, because we get an understanding with selected journalism, because it's about interest, right? Journalism in a broad area. So you get journalists who get interest in political stories, get journalists who then court cases and the cover, get journalists. So get a few selected journalists and we don't express interest for learn about the budget. So then journalists here then go by the name public financial management journalists. We don't build and capacity them over time. And then cut across all the media streams, the print, electronics, TV. When I say electronics, radio and television all encompass. So we don't build and capacity them. First time, like, when I see that, so like Tasima, they talk, they use, the register, the elements where you know about the budget, the terms, what they use, you go confused. But now if I now say, the even able to get the discussion go deeper, that's because we don't increase the journalism capacity for able to understand about the budget. So it's like, then they cover the event and report variously, and then various news outlets. So if the citizen then claims they don't know much about them, one, is either because they not be they follow mainstream media outside that they report about the budget. Because me doing the budget, I can open mainstream media. Like you listen to SLBC, you will get a report about the budget. You listen AYV, you will get a report about the budget. You listen 98.1, all the major radio stations and TV, they covered the budget discussion. But the problem now is the social media. So many times when some people and they go social media now for entertainment, and the media gets three components. You get the aspect of information, you get the aspect of education, then you also get the aspect of, information. Information, education, entertainment. So a good number of the people that own our surveys until now, social media people, we just go now, social media and look for entertainment. So if you ask them about the budget, it's possible to say during the time where the media they show the budget, then they look something else. So you can always have the disparity among the views. So except if you, maybe the methodology you use for conduct this survey, we consider the various age categories, the media interest, and the radio listening style or pattern, how the people can follow programs, then before ever you proceed, forgive a verdict on this, you know exactly which category we interview is and aware. No matter how the challenges stay, but there is always an open process. The policy hearing was well covered, a live streamer, institution like KYV, a live streamer, SLBC. If you go online, you see recordings of some of these programs. So one way where we can answer for build the journalism capacity around how for reports the budget and hold UTBRs accountable on some of these things. The other one can be like, we self can buy airtime. Now media institutions for can explain about the budget. But this year, you say, we get funding constraints, so we're not able to provide that extra, arm of providing publicity for the budget discussion. But I've read few newspapers, let's say mostly all the media institutions will go cover the budget in various times. They reported on the budget discussion.
So una advocate to the ordinary citizen or una enabler to government?
Both. The essence of civil society is to enhance government programs for ensure say development take place. At the same time, we push the citizens in their interest.
So how una can checkmate government?
Of course, through monitoring, constant monitoring. Like now, I just give you one report where I say the Open Budget Survey. The Open Budget Survey is run by IBP, International Budget Partnership, and they run over 156 countries. For Salonia, now we are the researchers, Budget Advocacy Network. And when we enter the element of budget transparency, they go supporting documents. If the government they disclose this much about the budget, we get what we call mandatory PFM documents, where the PFM Act indicates when if you produce this document, when if you upload on a website, on a government website. You understand? And that research also they look at comprehensiveness, how comprehensive are the budget documents. You know, you get various about 180 indicators where the indicators that they equally rated for let ensure say waiting the supply, it reflect the facts and the true nature about the openness of the budget. So most of the time, when government not they perform in terms of budget transparency, we can tell them and we they make them open in a way that we tell them we try for improve because for there they consider you as a country where they sufficiently give budget information. So the wider public, if you score 61 and above. In the 2023 OBS, the government scored 55, meaning they don't improve compared to other years in terms of budget transparency, how much document they already produce and publish online. And document that they already produce, where they not they publish, and other documents they already not they publish at all. So this is why we can hold them accountable. And again, apart from, you cannot hold government accountable if you not use a own law against them. The PFM Act and the regulation now stipulates how public financial management for carry on at the country. And so, if the government they move on to that trend, we can always tell them. Now this year, they may get challenged in the beginning for publishing fiscal, reports. We call them, say, we're not receiving at the update so document. If they reach some point, they may get upload. And as they upload, they take the link. Because then link then are the evidence of what they upload. So if I now say, they produce a scorecard and they keep government on it, and say, whether the supervisor you go meet the relevant authority, tell us you need for improvement. And the essence of that survey, Tasima just mentioned, say this year will not get foreign support. Let me say development partners support. We'll just go by with domestic. Some of their rating, they actually also bring foreign support to the country. If you achieve some percentage of the open budget openness in terms of transparency, you get some money where they come as a result of your country upholding some of these transparency measures. So that's why. And then you ask how we collaborate with government at the same time we push the citizens in their interest. We collaborate with government in so many ways. One, they push government for be transparent. And because transparency now make way they make the budgets, then open them. Media they go cover. Then able sit down to themselves, then lock room, then discuss with it, then come out and say budget don't come out. It's still legal, so long we use them. But why made the opener they say let citizens and go dictate? For example, if me a budget officer, I they prepare the budget based on my relevant knowledge about what I think say now for budget for. But it's possible to say we open the budget, citizens then they the way what they want, not to you put. So if they go able for talk what they want for seeing at the budget, and it's possible to say the ministry go consider and incorporate them. And if you incorporate that, the budget don't serve the need of the citizen. The only critical aspect we get about that process is that there is no feedback mechanism. That means if citizens put their bond in it and aspiration, if the government get it for let not take them on board, they know they get back to them and give them the reason why may they not able to incorporate them at a certain time. So that they go no say, government take on board and they consider what they talk during their engagements.
All right, Abubakar, continue for the O3. We will come shortly. One for bring Anish Sat of one of the civil society activists them way instead of give on comment on the fiscal year budget. But before we go to that side, Tassima, one big concern where many people don't raise are the fact say after the budget discussions don't end, before na send and done a parliament or parliament for ARA, when I don't know whether when they call citizens them back for a review of the budgets before you go to parliament.
No. When we don't agree on the budget, now with the bilateral budget discussion done. Currently now we deal with the IMF and the donor partners in discussions. And once we don't finalize them, we will go back on the drawing board now to look at the MDA submissions as well as what we don't finalize with the development partners now in IMF. And then when we don't prepare, we take it to cabinet. Cabinet, now all the ministers are there for day with a synopsis of what they drive the figures. Then they will discuss it and give in their recommendations and revert back to we will finalize. When we don't finalize, we they go gazette them. That is how we get back to the public. We they gazette the budget 2 times before they take them to parliament. Okay? So once we don't gazette them, the next essence of gazetting is for let citizens that know what has been allocated to the various ministries, departments, and agencies and compare on what was discussed earlier. So to give them informed information, we therefore take through their parliamentarians for the discussions. So when we don't present the budget in parliament now with the policies of government, then parliament invites the MDAs now for further discussion with them to see if what they present to we now we don't send a parliament. Because members of parliament are representatives of the people. But they don't stop any citizen from making comments. Because then, let's say they have an ongoing open budget discussions with the various committees. They invite them went to a series of committees and invite the MDAs and appear before them. So you, the citizen, you get right for give your input through your MP, and you go and witness the discussions.
I wonder how many MPs then they engage in constituency for discuss around budgets.
Well, that one is not my issue. You can go.
That's why I say I'm wondering whether they are even doing it.
All right.
Anyway, but the ministry get work for do come for talk plenty around that one day.
Continue for stay with me. This is now Unity Broadcasting Morning Show. We go now to the video where we go on to studio guests and for make them listen.
Union, we are the regional coordinator for the NSA East region and also doubles as a national secretary general for the NSA. And waiting make me then at the non-state actors on BFM and the MENA executive director for one organization where they call the Democracy and Development Association in bracket Ghana SM. 2010 quite a lot, the inclusivity in the budget process, where government actually try to adhere to transparency and accountability best practices in the area of promoting and protecting the provision, the basic provision enshrined within the PFM Act and the Finance Act. So, now it demands about our budget process, now any country, we get to be very inclusive. So that has been critically and closely observed and respected by the Ministry of Finance through the government. Okay? Then secondly, the synergy building. collaboration, mutual collaboration and partnership between the civil society, district budget oversight committees, the ministry departments and agencies functionaries, and the NSS. We work in tandem along the path of one instrument where they call budget oversight. When in our own Bible, we use inside the budget, vetting, and bilateral discussions and approval. From part of this process, whether they allow you to contribute meaningfully, at the end of the day, when they recommend, okay, who believes in some of the recommendations, when they go for the retreats, they can take them on board. We're not happy for when we don't see so MDA, now so allocation, don't approve for them for the onward attention of being parliament, when they think last, then at the end of the day, when they don't agree or give them certain quantum, they don't even give them actually. Some they say they don't get it. But when we come and we do discussion, when we raise them up, the Ministry of Finance Profession can always tell you, they say they constrain. They don't even get the expected finances. Now projection they give it. Remember, budgets now political too, and not to fiscal, not just a proposal. So that proposal, the government said to go out through its subvented agency system, revenue, subvented agencies under the leadership of NRA. Now they all can put together, whether they put them consolidated, we make for let the economic transfers to the respective MDAs by waiting to get formal engagements. Like yesterday, when we the chair the Minister of Finance and Presentation, we said they ask questions, say, waiting at the two way the Minister of determine the budget ceiling for every MDA. So they tell me some of the things when we connect to that. One, they get a priority upon priority according to the government of the day. Waiting the documentation that you get the right thing changing. And then first thing you consider before they put to other MDA. And the other MDA they are more prioritized for the MDA based on the mandate and the operations of the country. They intensify the level of synergy, collaboration, mutual partnerships with other stakeholders like CSOs, NSAs, DBOs, and citizens in the area of own source revenue mobilization, thereby empowering the councils like yesterday I talked for the revenue strategy. Let them spend money and they give money to council, let them roll them out down to community level for increased compliance and cooperation and the participation of citizens. All this which we will talk about is hinge on revenue mobilization. If the citizens are not aware but waiting the framework, the legal framework, they're not incorporated and comply. Because sometimes let's say keep federal out the money where they give for the development is not even sure. Civil society, NSA, DBOX, for they emotions, civil society NSA for making breakthrough, for talk to the people and say, now this XY is now so government now so they expand them, and so therefore now the business for which who side for them because we all are taxpayers once you want to.
All right, in name na Fode Dauda Sise, Musa Sise, we are the Secretary General for Non-State Actors, with a view on the just concluded fiscal year 2026 budget discussions where the Ministry of Finance be just to end at the ministry. So, gentlemen, back onto Director. Director, I pick two things from within Dauda talk. One, citizens' awareness about policies we get for do with budget business or money in the country. And as well, there as non-state actors give recommendations. Let's start with the recommendations. When then non-state actors have the participate in budget discussions and later give their recommendations, waiting at the ministry in your take and how the ministry can handle their recommendations then they?
Yeah. Most times they kick out the recommendations a bit late. Like we don't do the discussions this second Saturday. And I told them that I want their reports with their recommendations at least within 2 to 3 days. Okay? Now DBOC, one group of DBOC, no more hand over recommendations to me before then they left. even the non-state actors are not still as at today, as yesterday, because I not reach now office, it's a long time ago now. I not get them reported. So if we don't able to get a report, we'll not be able to wait for them. We go ahead. But when we get the report, we look at it and we incorporate the recommendations that we see say it's feasible. Not to all recommendations we bring on board. We will see the one way feasible. Okay? Then whether we think we range for accommodate. So that one day we can accommodate them. And we can always tell them, say, even at the time of reading the budget in Parliament, you don't want to come, you can't witness them. Open invitation can go to them with cards, but will not be on our cost. Okay? And not only that, as I speak so, the ministry, the fiscal decentralization department really in charge of the councils, finances, they down the councils. As we done on Saturday, then left on Sunday. Then go to the councils then for hold the same bilateral discussions at council level. And they invite the same set of people. In fact, they can go beyond that because they can invite paramount chiefs as well for can listen to the discussions of the councils. So then they can get the reports and say they count them. Then we can incorporate them, and that forms our direction of the policy of the ministries there.
All right. So the recommendations is it that when I look at the essentiality, the importance of the recommendations, or when I look at the time frame? Because like you say, most times some of the recommendations they can come late. What about if those recommendations are really, really important?
No, during the discussions, we take note of their comments as well.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, but we can want an authoritative something from them. We'll keep on records. Okay. But then, if they send an alley, we don't take note of, we can look at. We look at the value of the recommendation in line with the ministries, a particular ministry where they represent in policy. You understand? You know, go talk, for instance, feed salon, they begin talk about saying that for go make bridge this way. Why you left Bundapi and Kicho or Rokopo areas for develop. They say for go make road for go Kono.
All right, Tasima, let we look at this other area. You read the Mr. Abubakar Abenge for talk say una they favor some MDAs on top of other MDAs. Now, these ordinary civilians where they watch you out there go want for know which key areas this 2026 budget really get for focus. Because you just mentioned say una not go left feet salon, una go make road na kitchen or somewhere else. So which key areas this 2026 budget they focus, and those areas where you just mentioned una not go left this, are they also not important to the ordinary citizens?
Oh, everything is important to ordinary citizens. But then there is government direction. The government, the way it can empower, it talks in flagship program, na feed salon. As I start this discussion this morning, I tell them make sure they how they allocate the ceilings. Okay. So we focus on feed salon. That is where we get to focus on. And we look at the areas the way we develop the rice productions, the diversification of other staple foods. Not only rice now, they are moving to cassava, potato, sorghum. So these now that kind of thing now we look at. So we focus. They'll go to free quality education. You know, say this free quality education, we get programs and we're very important, like the school feeding program. We don't actually activate children for go school. We don't increase the number of children for go school. We get teaching and learning materials. We will therefore provide. Come next year, you get the school fees subsidies. Examination fees are there. So these are areas that we will therefore focus on. Then when it comes to health, we get the free health care for drugs. We'll get for targets. We'll get services for the hospitals. We budget for them and then they all.
So how many percentage will they allocate to the fit salon as compared to the 22% owner being allocated to education? How many percentage the ordinary Sierra Leone they look at for this fit salon and the 2026
fit salon this year we allocate some. We don't improve on allocating to agriculture really, because agricultural allocation was in a single digit before. Now we're in double digit.
Which is make this Sierra Leone, they know.
Yeah, well, we are not finalize the budget yet, but when we finalize them, then we know.
Any projection?
No, I can't make a projection now because we are still on the drawing board.
But the ordinary Sierra Leone go one know 22% was allocated for education. Why, if the flagship program na agriculture, that agriculture budgetary not for be known to
no, we allocated for this year 15%.
15% for agriculture.
For agriculture, because we don't move on from 6% to that. It's even doubled. So it will improve. But for next year, I don't know how much we will allocate.
All right. We don't know say now 15% allocated for the budget, fit salon. The ordinary Sierra Leone and they will make informed decision. Now, waiting at the mechanisms that we don't put in place for avoid some of the leakages and corruption and some wastage.
Well, on that, the leakages are the responsibility of every citizen,
okay.
Not only Ministry of Finance. We get with mechanisms the way we look at the request, we they submit, we review, then we process the resources. When they don't go for deliver now, you get for ensure say the contractor they don't give money to for go do work, now your community, you be a whistleblower on that contractor. It's now all responsibility, not to one person. Then you have the audit service value. We also the audit. Then they bring it up. Parliamentarians are there. They also have the responsibility to oversee these ministries and ensure that they are accountable. So it's not only Ministry of Finance alone for avoid slippages or whatsoever. We look at their request and we scrutinize it before we process.
Okay. That came to Mr. Tarley, you don't see the little while, and you said, oh, yeah, you Dauda don't talk. We're not the Secretary General for the non-state actors. He said, don't talk in as to waiting and then concern. Another concern is that citizens' awareness. So you've been one of those people, part of these non-state actors. You sense any citizens' awareness from the ministry to the public as to how actually therefore raise awareness to the people therefore know what's in there happen at the country in budget.
You know, NSAs, they are part of the citizen structure. Like Tassima said, and they are across all the country. So that's one of the wider network where we rely on for create awareness at the various districts. Even as we talk budget advocacy network, we rely on their structures and because we know they're everywhere in Salon. Basically, within a free talk, but at the regional level, we work with the NSAs, the non-state actors, and the district budget oversight committees, because as it says, you know that they monitor the budget execution at the side and day. So perhaps what Tassima not able for update to now is about the role of the DBOCs frequently updating or giving reports from outside the day to the ministry. You understand? Because when they monitor the budget, if they sense any form of corruption, they can flag them. So the ministry can take action immediately. They get government bodies where if not corruption, you get the Anti-Corruption Commission. If you relate to audit service, they understand. So this network they happen. I make we ask me within a role whether they complement government effort or at the same time they present citizens' concern. These are the complementary role. Because imagine if me go to the region, so they go do monitoring, I observe the social thing they go wrong. The ministry is open to me for they inform the relevant authorities and the Ministry of Finance which I observe. And the reason I for let them take corrective measure. Because if Salon Poel, he Poel for we all. If we succeed, now we all go get the pride. No, so? So now I make the dada for the a day at the right place for the himself go cascade information. He's from Cambia. I understand he also gets a region around McKinney. So he's the Northeast region chairperson. So as much as he gets a larger constituency, he also owe him to the constituency for let them go get much awareness about this year's budget outcome. Well, by the way, this is not just proposal where they don't present. And when they push Tasima for giving a projection, they tell us say they get for finalized. The indicative ceilings and they will get so. It's possible to say the end of the process, they can change. Because whatever allocation where they get at the final, where Parliament go approve, now they approve budgets. So based on justifications, pushing and pulling, at the end of the day, we go arrive at a budget where they feel say government go able finance. And that financing for them within what the citizens want for let the budget finance. Now I make it talk about priority. If you now economists and they tell you say the needs of people, what amount the waiting we want, a plenty pass the resources we get. So the economists they always saying for rationalize. Rationalize your resources so that at the end of the day we will forget to the point, forget what you want. At the same time, you know, risk the sustenance of other people. Understand me? Because, like you say, everybody now need education. If you not be educated, I wonder if for them are unity now. At the same time, much as you can do this work, you want for it. If you're not sure of your food next day, I think say you go make effort for go find out this morning, so that you go make sure it's on today. But even if you want for eat, you want for karaoke, if you not get well body, now another thing. So now I make that tier so important, but we get other things that were more pressing. And then the priority kind inside. Understand me? Where is it done? So if you get poku money right now, sometimes you wish for marry 3 women. Then. But if you not get that one day, you go limit to 1. You understand me? Now the same thing. So now I make, not to say the need for the other 3 don't die. But it depends now if the opportunity come. So because they try for own the process, because the development process is about the tax, let work for we. And the budget rate that they collect, so is tax plus non-tax.
Okay.
Now in the form, the domestic revenue.
All right, so I'll continue for the OT. I'm afraid we not get better time again at the program. We want to go through some of the messages. We have a whole lot of things for discuss. We'll go for the invite to now as time goes by because Tsasiba from Ministry of Finance gets a whole lot to do. You know, we have to look at the community engagement at district level because we expect say the Ministry of Finance like then gets them district budget committees and all for engaged community people. They say this now waiting government to allow we put in the budget and also we will discuss that anymore. We take messages, Lizzie.
I get just one message we come where then they try for ask Tasimaja, the person Joseph John. He say it a text from Bo. Mr. Tasimaja, I love your submission, but the way the government is doing things, we do not like it. Systems are not in place. We do not know about the budget. Unfortunately, people are raising concerns, but it is not being known to the government. What can you tell us, the ordinary citizens, that it is only the people who are exactly monitoring should come and tell you again that we are the monitors? Tell the ordinary citizens, be honest and let the world know that we are not happy with what is going on in the country. Some areas are decided for skipper because it doesn't sound for our platform. So that's now the one question we come from somebody we say now from home.
All right, Amara Barcelona say, Mr. Jar, please tell we how this budget scheme benefits citizens directly, especially the poor one them. Collabo from Bo, they say, in the watch from Bo, he say he want to ask waiting at the role of the cities in the now this budget business because most cities then these days they focus on brown envelope. Okay, civil society they focus on brown envelopes. Another one say Mr. Ja, what if government don't put a specific amount for use for the year, then government they spend past that amount they waiting the ministry can do for handle budget business in the country. The last one I go read because of them, a whole lot of messages where they come inside. This one say Mr. Ja, he said, dear, tell we waiting at a specific amount where they put inside this budget for 2026 where will affect the too much youth unemployment and the kush intake among youth man them. Mr. Ja?
Yeah, I just able to grab two. This, I will start from the bottom. The kush or the youth unemployment. The Ministry of Youth get programs in where they don't submit to we for funding. And they get programs where they ongoing, where they fund presently. And they also partner with UNDP for programs in where they fund the youth program. But then, even if the programs that they use the youth for ready for go take over for them for the program. People don't come in and you don't say program. Okay, so that is there we they provide. And for the kush, fighting of the kush, Ministry of Social Welfare make them presentation. It's part of it. They have budgeted for it. Even when it was not budgeted, we a breakout this year. We provide a lot of resources for them, and they see how they carry out the program against the convicted, the addict one day. So government make provision for that, and we get for continue for make provision for that. This person talk about government where they exceed in budget. Government get a total budget where na margin will not exceed. What do we do is we can work within the various institutions. If some institutions they were in demand high, they need more resources. Then the other one they delay for request, we can give it to that institution more. Then the one we enable request, it go under utilize your resources. But at the end of the day, we remain within the overall envelope where Parliament give we will they present to them. Okay? Because the budget has to be balanced at the end of the day. Then somebody talk about Mrs. Gembe, your first question was on
civilians. Now, a guy from Bo where they say the things they know they reflect. Now, only monitors and they monitor themselves, or will not get specific monitors there?
Well, as I don't talk, say we get specific monitors, when at this DBO season where they do the monitoring. But at the same time, I say everybody has a monitor. Because we see them give somebody construction work for people, they go mix 2 bags cement for inside 20 sand. So you just go for alarm. Okay? So all our monitors there. Then somebody talk about the community engagement there. I don't talk already. Community engagement with the drum, we bring everybody in this country. So this is why, as Mr. Bakar say, the
MPs.
They select people there. And these are like a mouthpiece. They are advocates. They are really advocate for the people, the voice of the people. So then they go now and we tell them, say, they need for go and propagate these messages down into their communities. Okay? So we're going to bring everybody for come intervene. But then we try for select and we can rotate if this set of people don't come this year from a particular district, the other year we can say no, let there be a rotation, and we can usually say, since now 3 groups we can get, now 3 per district can come, we say at least there must be a woman in there, forget a gender flavor.
Okay. So, Abubakar, lastly to you, somebody talk around civil society being too focusing on brown envelopes instead of, making the right input for citizens and to government.
I'm not going to say the person they talk lie, because we don't see during budget discussion, we CSOs, where they go monitor and scrutinize the budget. They also go after certain MDs them for money. It happened last year, it happened this year, where camera catch some footages. They go to the poetry, now on sightly scenes, you understand? Because I don't see the reason why MD for give money to CSOs for let them lobby for your budget. The budget, this is our government's function for let them give every MD resources for let go carry on development program. So if you give CSO money for let go lobby for you for let get budget, that means if you understand why you didn't have that office there. Because this is not to your personal money, not to private projects. Government get obligation for finance the development program. When the government they create the entity, then they create ministries, departments and agencies, commissions, and for let them fit to the vision. When any government they can have power, they get it and call manifesto. And then when they don't get the manifesto, if they come to governance now, then get what they call a priority program. So then they form, you just feel like a coach. When they come like a football team, you they assess the player the way you get versus the formation where you want for use for letting they win games. Mm-hmm. Understand? So if you see government create more ministries, more departments, more agencies, more commission, and because they believe say their entities and they help them for reach their goal where they don't set.
But sometimes
the social contract
as well.
No, I know say government, their MDs and they can get limited disbursement. But Tasima don't explain to you how the process happen. Liquidation can be another challenge. So some MDs that they lack spending ability. Even if you get more resources, you go to return even the little way they get. So then they are all put together and part of the challenges where they go on. If you spend big, then give small, then it stagnate what you call the activity. So because of activity, then time bound. Okay. I believe say the aspect of timely disbursement is another thing. But if there is a challenge in the revenue coming in, obviously disbursement challenge is good there. But most of the citizens and the try for advocates say this don't become a perennial issue on timely disbursement. You understand? And just because that are talking, I say the budget is a plan. No mean say the money don't lay down there. I made them tell you say we expect for raise this amount and we expect for spend this. So at the end of the day, when the MPs they don't go debates, at the end of the day they approve the budget. That is why then they call them the Appropriation Act. Now it is a bill. Then the developer when they done and go submit, they forget the authority for spend on behalf of the states. I made them they enact them. If I not say any budget where they not can go parliament, with this effort, and also approve budget, you understand? So you get projected allocations, you get approved allocation. So the stage where they show now projections, then they go deliberate, now they can get a retreat, so they go look all the submissions, and at the end of the day, they finalize. We then finalize and take on to Parliament. Parliament can scrutinize this budget. Mm-hmm. So now I make if not say that they learn at Parliament and they debate them. But the unfortunate thing, and I must raise them, because for the side of the Ministry of Finance, then they save themselves. One, there is a clear clause we talk about gender budgeting. And we they talk about 30% quota, not to for just let women then they. Woman and they because we be say the inclusive governance now man them without the benefit from this social contract more than woman them. So now the development approach say leaving no one behind. Not only women, including disabled people them, they also benefit from the budget. So now make the gender budgeting aspect, we watch now this year budget called Sakila. They emphasize and say the government, they practice a gender budgeting style. Which means say last year, they pilot about 5 MDs. They don't also increase them this year to other MDs because there is now a gender budgeting statement. And the one for them, we ensure say we increase the way our citizens they directly benefit from the budget from how it used to be. So because of this thing now, a campaign me where Parliament they debate the budget, then they look at the political side because the budget is a political tool. But then they left for look at the human side, the issues that we get for affect me and you too directly, either because I am a man, you are a woman. Me na adult, this na pikin, this na old person, this na disabled. There are issues that they now for they talk about. Because when you look at countries away, even Africa don't develop a salon, then we don't consider some of the aspects here. So now that they go before, we the trail behind.
Okay, Abubakar, I'm sorry, we have to leave it there because of time. Really, that is studio.
All right, plenty. Thank you, Sierra Leoneans, for where we not only watch we tell we studio guests and plenty. Thank you, Tassima Jah been there for talk about the budget 2026. And we also get Abubakar Tarawale, we insert na the advocate for the citizens. But ask and some question is then they in between. However, plenty thank you to our studio guests. We apologize for start late. However, we don't do the program and we know say this na Unity Morning Show, on a regular show. Make sure you glue to we. 7:30 on the prompt, so go make sure we go to come. My name na Elizabeth Skefwe Gembe.
I mean, I Yusuf Mosi Suma for say thank you to producer Suleiman Jallo, the man behind the camera, we na Alfred Pewa, and the head of technical team na the technical room, we na David Harding. So till we meet tomorrow, I wish you all the best this lovely and wonderful Thursday. Good morning.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. We now independent media house. We dey here for unify, sensitize and inform. Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey here so for talk, but waiting they happen. Political discussion, you for know about salon politics. Religious messages, entertainment self no go left bien. We no go left nothing bien no.
TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon.
This not the team them where we dey talk about
Sierra Leone political history,
defeating the lives of fake people.
Waiting they be na social media.
One-on-one interview, we go bring you all the hot topics.
Unity Broadcasting TV say, and we let we self and better salon.